Yeah, I'll start by sharing a picture. That's my home layout, which is Longnaughton. It's double-O gauged and DC operation. It was going to be a retirement project. I'm almost there now, as far as retirement's concerned. However, I got a bit itchy feet and started the layout in 2009. And it started off as a tail chase around here, a bit shorter than what it is now, with a depot on this side. That was the extent of the layout. The basis of the layout came from my work as a designer and a project manager. We work predominantly in the railway industry and specialise in depot design. I've done a lot of work at Aylesbury Depot and there are several new depots since then. So the Berry Vale light maintenance depot was based around Aylesbury Depot. And originally it was run sort of current day at the time, which of course was in that time was 2009 when the layout was first started. But I found really sort of operationally that there wasn't much you could really do because it's all fixed formations, not a lot of shunting. So I changed it to sort of sectorisation and network southeast. And then as things developed, I got more interested in the sort of RTC stock and engineers, wagons as well. So the layout started as a round layout, tail chaser with a bit of a loop on it. Eventually got extended, goes across the door. There's a station here, set of sidings, some hidden sidings here. Goes around. It's got two Helljan cranes, one on the top level up here, and one at the end of the yard up here. Goes round. You've got sort of a homage to the RTC here, and another engineer's yard in there. So that's the sort of layout as it stands now, and it's been like that since 2015. What I've got before I go into the train room and show you, to run some trains, is I've got a video which I'll show you. What I've done with the layout to tie in with this engineer's wagon theme, I've changed all the stock, so it's all engineers trains. So they're not prototypical formation by any means, and I've sort of developed a running order I've been playing with for today. So we'll see how it goes, trying to run the trains, operate it, and film at the same time. So what I did first of all, I've got a video. Can you see that video of the trains in the yard?
No,
just looking at the track plan.
Of the, yeah.
Right, yeah, if I need to stop share and then start sharing again. There's that one. So what I've got is I've done a couple of videos coming from the engineer's yard, a driver's eye view around the layout up onto the top and then back around. So I'll run these first, and if anyone's got any questions, just shout out as we go. So slightly noisy, I'm afraid, but that's the camera on the train. So most of the stock you'll see is engineers' wagons. And we've got the RTC stock on the right there. And then you've got the first of the yards and the crane here. So underneath where you are now is actually my workbench. That section can lift off, although what I've actually got now is a lid that drops over the top. This is a lift up section, lifts up out the way so you can get in and out the door. The train is actually moving quite slowly, although it looks very fast on the video. It gives a much bigger sense of speed. On the right you'll see one of the cameras from the CCTV system, we've just passed it there. And we've got funny lights underneath here. The purple lights are the infrared for the cameras underneath. So I've got a monitor so I can see various areas of the station, sorry, the layout. This bit of track here, in the middle of that is actually a piece of first radius bend. And people say you can't run first radius bend. You can, because I've got a transition from second radius in. So you can do things if you understand track alignment. and you'll hear from the noises, level crossing gates coming down automatically, and the siren goes off. Not sure if you can hear that or not. You come to the top yard, and that's another noise that sounds like a cow. Is the level crossing gates. Now I've got another video. I probably have to stop this one and start again. I can find it. Where's it gone? There was a moment. It must be that one. Yeah. So this basically is the reverse running of the train. Wait for the level crossing barriers to come down.
Can't see anything yet.
That's not showing.
Oh, bugger. All right.
Video's not showing, just got the list.
Yeah, let me go back with it. Let me try what I've got. I need to do that. That's the wrong one. Right, can you see the video now?
No.
No.
Okay. Right, can you see that screen?
Yes.
Looks good.
This is the reverse direction coming down. Just to give you an idea of the sort of driver's eye view using the maximum of the layout. That's the barriers coming up. So it sounds like a cannon in the background.
Thought you were farting.
Almost. When I was recording this, I was actually using the iPad and crawling around on the floor so I don't appear in the videos. I'm having to work the controls by reaching up. So then there's a large section that's hidden from view to try and break up the fact that it is a largely circular layout. Then there's the door into the train room. Past the RTC and back into the yard. Okay, right. What I'll do now, I've got to say, got some planned moves. I'll go into the train room. I'll stop sharing that, and I will leave this call. Can I use the other my iPad? So I'll be with me in a moment. Sorry, it's on silent. Okay. Can you see the? Can you
Yes,
see the track?
trains.
You see it? Right,
Yeah.
brilliant. Okay, so I've got a few moves worked out. So I've got all engineering trains on here, and they are just. I'm going to set this first one off. And I'll follow it around. It's mainly about. I've mainly got it running trains more than anything else today. It'll disappear around. You've seen the route around from there. Oh, the CCTV's up there. I can see where things are.
Can I ask you a question?
You can, but I've got to just 1 sec. I've left the flat down. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, go on, far away.
Is this the layout we saw last year that pulls out so you can get behind it?
It is, yes,
Ah.
it is. Exactly that. So it's just running. Oops. Signal fell over. Not quite. Derailed. Let's lay plans of mice and men. That should disappear into another section over here. So, yes, it is very much the same layout. And it's just to run engineers trains, and hopefully a bit more organised than it was last time. So I'll just take the tripod around because we're going to move a.
That drink's in a precarious place.
Yeah, I wonder if someone might spot that.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Should have shut my mouth.
Gary,
Yes.
it's I'm just wondering what make were your diggers on the Lomax? Can you remember?
I can. They were something. Let's come back a sec. These ones here. They were New Holland or something. It was a.
All right, so probably Norcott ones then.
No, it was a different. No, it was something. I can't remember. Some guy was selling them on eBay for not a lot of money. I've not seen them. I think they were new. I'll have to have a hunt and see. I have found them since. I'll try and find what they are.
Well,
Yeah, the die cast. They've been painted up a bit better because they were obviously a more modern digger than you'd get for the 90s. So they've been sort of toned down here with the black because it was all yellow. It's a bit just to try and make them look a little bit more in period.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we've got a space around, but there we go. So I've got a few sort of pre-planned moves to ask questions by any means at any time.
Your barriers, I take it they're on servos, aren't they? Listening
Sorry,
to the noise they're making. The
yes,
barriers that open.
yeah, they're I'm going to get back because I've got the controller set on. This is what my notes say. Reset all the directions first. Yeah, they are. They're a kit. They come with the lights and everything else, all as part of the train's now making his way round. He'll come round and start heading off. They'll come out from here. Both trains running for a moment. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the barriers that come with the servo motors and the lights. They all come as a complete kit. Funny enough,
Something
I've got
like trains for you or something like that, I assume.
sorry.
Was it like trains for you or something along
No, it's another. No, I can't remember the name of it. It was no, I'd be guessing
No, fair
wildly
enough.
on that. So I'll leave those two running. I've got another one to come. I'll check this. Oops. Leave those running for a moment. There's 4 controllers on the 2, 3, 4, 5 controllers on the layout. So you've got the main line running, you've got the upper level where you can run, and you've got this area now looking at here, and another section that will shunt up to the station. So what I'm going to run from here is to show that although it's DC, you still can have sound. That's the Wiseman, which has got a bit of dirty track there. A bit more of it. He's going to need a bit of a push. That's not the wagon, that's the track. Again, it's a European outline. It's been a bit repainted to try and give it a bit more of the a British feel to it. It's just a bit of fun, really. Same as a ready-to-run model. Let's see what I can get. What I'm going to do is bring him round and just stop these other tracks into here. Let's have us come around and we'll. It's not quite so easy to. It was someone was saying earlier. Actually, trying to run the trains and to film it is not the easiest.
You're doing very well, Gary.
Yeah, you are doing well. Yeah,
It went so much better in practice.
Always does.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul.
Nice.
Paul is pitched your people carrier.
Permaquip, yes.
Permaquip, he's pitched it. Yeah.
That's Gary's own kit there.
Yeah, I'm actually working on. That's a plastic one. I'm actually working on an ex-brass one as well, which Paul's waiting for me to finish.
Right. Nice.
So that will be.
Is that a Keebry road railer on the left there with a 10 shoulder?
It is, and it's not a 10 shoulder. It's got a. It has motorised, yeah. I can't remember the name of the.
Hey, sorry, I'm a bit late to the party. The plant train you have, the diggers and the bulldozers, are they Norscot or are they something else?
No, they're a different one. Someone was selling them off. I think they were something like New Holland or something as a kit, as a model. I'm not really sure. Back on here, we can see on the CCTV. It's gone. See the train come around there. I'll actually run the digger in a minute, but it is on a live bit of track, but it needs a bit of a push, so it's not affecting what's going on at the moment. Right, so bear with me while I work out what I'm going to be doing next. I'll bring that up in the top. There's a couple of Tampers up there. One's a Britannia Pacific Plaza and Thayer Tamper. I'll bring him down now.
Yeah, Carl would like to see that.
Yeah, yeah.
He likes Tempers.
I'll just work out what moves I've got to do first. Yeah. Just bring that. Oops, that's not supposed to happen. Hand of God. What I'll do, I'll bring him down. Hand of God again. Stopping specially for Carl. It's just bought from Britannia Pacific, so it's not a. You can buy it as a kit, or I just bought it as a. Just waited for it to be built for me. Bear with me one moment while I switch action around. So I've got this right. Get one down, the other one will come down, which is a dynamic track stabilizer, the second one. That should appear here in a moment. The next one will be easier because all the routes are already set, and there's a one up the top there, which I will. This is a Kibri kit that's been motorised. Yeah, it's stuck on a free railer. I'll stop it. Whoa! There we go. I'll take him around. I'll stop him for a round. Sorry. Yeah, that it's motorised using the Bachmann Tampa chassis that's been shortened. Let's run out. But there we go. Sorry, that's a bit. Push back a bit. You might see him a bit better over here. So yeah, it's just a kit that's just been made up, and then the Bachmann Tampa chassis, which is quite a lot smaller, has been shortened in length to fit on that, and it's been done in Network Southeast. Thanks to Paul for photographs of the images. It's quite a good size actually, because although it's HO gauge, you compare it with the senior, the other Tampa, It's not, you know, it's quite a reasonable. It's unlike the Backman temp, which is much smaller. It's quite a nice size actually. On that one, right? Let me just get my way back. Get my storyboard. What I'll do, I'll show you the. Get him out. That's the digger, just to show it runs. What are those sets of points? I won't put it in the tunnel because it got stuck in there yesterday. Okay, just a bit of fun. Normally sits in the cabinet most of the time, bit delicate. Stick it back in there for the moment. See where we're going. Now, one of the things we couldn't work last time was the I couldn't work was the crane. So what I've got this time, again, just a bit of fun really, and to follow on with the theme of engineers' wagons. In here, I have you're going to make a lot of noise. I happen to have got hold of some pipes that are metal, so you can actually, not quite the right thing to do, but you can actually use the crane to load. I could have a problem. I've got a feeling it won't lift off the floor. Okay. Again, just a bit of fun, really. I'll just get one more, and then we can.
That's good.
The crane's a little bit temperamental. They're basically they're self-contained DCC units. It's also got lights and spotlights all built in.
Extremely difficult to come by these days.
Yeah. Well, the annoying thing was when I first saw them, and Patterns were selling it. Patterns were selling them off for next to nothing.
Yeah.
I'm afraid they come from eBay. I have a third one for spares because one of them broke, and one come from Italy. But they can be tracked down, but they're getting rarer. But they're a great bit of kit.
Have you repainted that one?
No, it's just got the railway distribution logo on it. I was talking to there used to be, is it New Holland, or there was one yard on one layout on the circuit used to have a couple of cranes, and I was talking to those guys, and they'd repainted the crane, but they had all sorts of problems because obviously the paint, gets in everywhere. It's quite a delicate mechanism. It's not the most reliable.
Yeah,
but it is a bit of fun. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you the pipes. But all of the Warren Lane, that's the one. Thank you.
Yeah.
All of the all the containers have got metal in them, and they will, so they're lifted on and off on there. We'll just pick these wagons up. Oops, got to do the where's the hand I got again? What do we do without sticks? It's looking too clever. I think that's an off. That might be a bit. I think that's not going to work. I have to abandon that one at the moment. So return the. Yeah, that track that 56 is derailed, so I'll leave him there for the moment. It's too much trouble to get him back on.
Yeah, that's all right.
What else have I got? What was the next thing I had? Yeah, I was going to bring that. Yeah, okay. Just while they leave those two running around a bit, the latest thing that I've been working on are the trees. So these are made of twisted wire and very bits of flock and stuff stuck on them. I'm quite pleased how they've come out.
They look good.
There's a few here. Yeah, they're not quick. They take a long time. And
no, but they do look realistic. They look nice.
Yeah, yeah. I spent a lot of time studying photos of trees, and this one here, which is, I'll try and get a bit of a lower shot, is actually based on one that's in my local Sainsbury's supermarket car park. So yeah, I've looked at the ones that you can buy, and I didn't think they were really the mass-produced ones. So I think really did it for me. So that's the latest thing. There's a few of them going on. At the back, there's a few seafoam trees, but they will get replaced really in time. Really, so really a lot. I've got another move planned here. I'm gonna try and recover that. We're going to got plenty of time. Might try and get that 56 at the top in a moment. Put this other train into the depot. Oops, that's not supposed to go there. Oh no, you can do. You can. No, I'm going to have to cheat a bit. A bit of propelling, I'm afraid. So I've got a few moves. If I put him in the wrong place, it probably won't work.
It's understandable.
See what I'm doing now. So he's basically going to come in behind the depot. Can't really see him, he's in the back there. No, you won't get to see him. That's it. Stop now, driver.
Perfect.
Yeah, nice and tight to the buffer stop to get something else in there. Just work out what I was going to do. Yes, I've got another in the hidden side. I've got, say, some hidden sidings dotted around. They don't always get used that much, but underneath here's a bring out. And they've got the back of that siding. There's Heathcote Electronics sensors, so it cuts the power off when they go in to the bottom on there. what we'll do is on the back of this one we have. I didn't do the entry. Oops, wrong controller. Let me go around again. So that was my sort of entry. What I built last year for the putting that scratch built on that. I think that's 3D printed parts, which I think you've got a set of those now, haven't you, Paul, as well?
Yes. Yeah, look very good.
What's that wagon do? What's it for?
I've got some of those as well. Cheers.
That was an S&T wagon for putting signalling stuff.
Just lifting gear up, I would think. There isn't many pictures of it, but it appeared somewhere, and it was just, again, I like unusual wagons, really.
What era is it?
Well, I'm running this as early 90s, so it's around that sort of time, possibly a bit earlier.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing anything like that.
It was only on the southern region.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is it on an old Warwell or something? An old
That's correct.
Warwell.
The power supply had two with slightly different cranes on them.
What was it for? Carrying transformers?
Yeah, and similar items.
I would have thought it'd be something, relatively small stuff like location cases, things like that. Really, I would have thought.
Yes.
Because the hives are quite, they'll do quite a lot of big lifting. The problem with that, no, 56 is playing up a bit. I managed to miraculously recover the 56 while we were talking. So what I will do is stop some of these trains and I'll run him round into the sidings. A race going on here.
Yeah.
The track is signalled with Heathcote Electronics relays. It is bi-directional, but it's signalled really to try and run over the points trailing rather than facing as much as possible for reliability. There. Yeah. There's a bit of a off-screen hand of God going on. Stop in a minute. Okay, so a bit.
Gary, can I just who does those the platform shelter bus stop type ones that you've got on the platforms? They look rather good.
It is a
just
bus stop shelter. I think it's Backman.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bus stop shelter. Should make his way around. Should make his way around as he was supposed to the first time. Oops, I've got something around.
It's a bit fast, isn't it?
Yeah, I accept that.
Safely.
You have to get the controllers set.
Right.
When's the Skeletrix on?
Yeah, a little bit, yes, a bit like that. It's a bit like that. We've got one in the dirt over there as well. So,
Oh, get the cards ready, Mr. Referee.
yeah, so that's the layout. Turn that off. If anyone's got any questions or
Well done. There's a lot happening on it.
that's the idea. Was it's perhaps a little bit ambitious. That's too much going on. I normally operate it with a couple of operators on it, and
You did all right there.
you get a bit of a fighting chance. It didn't help the tripod's useful because I never had that last time.
Actually, Gary, I've just spotted something there. Go back
Yeah.
to where you were at the camera.
Yeah.
Keep going. Right. Keep going. Keep going. Stop.
Yeah.
The high roof Mark II Transit, is that a Viking or is that something else?
No, I've built that.
Ah, cool.
It's a I think the chassis was on that one. Just looking, it was I don't know what it is now. It's not. It might well that one. I think that's the. Yeah, I've got some nose kits from ABS. Had some noses. But this one is the one from Hong Kong, Tiny Hong Kong or Tiny HK.
Oh yeah, seen them, yeah.
And then that's just got the top. I must have filled in the windows at the back because it would have been a minibus. Sorry, would have filled in the windows at the back, and then the top is stuck on. So I've got a few things like that. I've got a.
It's just better than the layout covered in Oxford die-cast stuff.
Yeah, no, they just don't do a Mark II. I've got. Oops, what have I done? I've got a few Mark IIs. This one was scratch built with. That's a Mark I cab, but it's got an ABS nose. ABS guy died that was producing them, but they've been bought out by one of the bus companies. So you better get them soon, I think. And this one's virtually, apart from again, a lot of scratch built.
Oh, that's cool.
Mark II Transit. And there's a few of them around. Latest one is this one is that's an ABS nose, and the back of it, I designed all that in X brass for the hop and stopper, which I live in Dunstable and they used to be in the area at the time. So I've got a couple of those I'm working on. And there's a few other, there's a couple of the kits that ABS do. I've got probably some more transits in here. I've got, yeah, that's a scratch built.
Is that a base toys cab, is it?
Yes, yeah, it is cut short because obviously it's much shorter, and then the back's again from one of the range, and then the high-ab crane is from Kibri again. Yeah, they're good. They do a kit of comes about 3 or 4 cranes in it.
I'll have it.
Yeah, they're very good. So that's a Mark III that's been chopped about.
Cut the windows out. Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, last one then. What's the Mark III Escort van there just in the middle?
I was just going to ask that, Ed.
Yeah, it is exactly that. It's that was a friend of mine bought one. That's actually an actual BR one, and I started modelling it from. What did I use? Yeah, because I cut the back, but when I did took the tailgate off, it would have been. It would have, sorry, I'm off screen. It would have been a hatchback. And
Yeah,
Something
yeah, it's a
landed on me and
hatchback
jumped onto the
station.
table, but it was about
Into
big
a
as
van.
my fingernail, and how it gets in, I don't know if it's the nets or what.
Mute
Down, I mean.
That's good.
But the back, I had to build it twice because I got the angle on the back wrong because it's a different angle. So it's been chopped again, a lot of chopping and filling. Again, Oxford die cast. Just wish I made them in plastic rather than metal.
The funny thing is, well, I don't want to deviate too far. If the vehicles were made in plastic, they wouldn't sell because apparently the collectors like the heft of the metal ones, even though the detail isn't as good.
Yeah.
And
then
that's
there's
a transport images made in
yeah. There's a Mark III pickup
Nice.
on there, and then there's another Mark III that's been under its body. Again, a Mark III with the doors open. So that's just a straightforward. I think that's two Oxford die casts to make one.
Yeah.
But I use a piercing saw now, so I can probably cut it much easier. So I've done quite a few sort of road vehicles on there. Oh, there's another one. Is the not easy to get at. Is the Mark III Transit ice cream van.
Oh, that's cool.
I think you should do a session on modifying vehicles next.
Yeah, that might be for next year.
Yeah, I was just.
There's
enough there to make a session.
Yeah, I've got a few others. I've got a box. Always got a box of bits. That's milk float's been modified too. I've actually got a picture of that in Dunstable, around the corner from me back in the 90s. So that was put in there. So there's a few sort of wagons.
Then was that a road transport images Leyland Roadrunner on the right? If you go back to the right again.
Yeah.
Just there near the Mark III Transit pickup.
No, it's not. I'll show you what that is. It's not for diecast, but what it does have is you can zoom in on that. This is a Viking. See that? We can.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's another Kiwi, the Kalmar, isn't it?
There you go. Well, I can't remember the name, but basically it's fixed down because it's got the hoist that can lift the.
All right. Cool.
It only goes up and down, but it's quite an interest, just a bit of a interest really on the layout.
There was one more.
This is one you're talking about. I'll just take the lows off it for the moment.
It's not actually, but that's Oxford diecast chopped around a bit again, is it?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think what it was, it was. It's just chopped out and then a back made for it and shortened. It was actually made out of, I think it was a lot of it. Got a lot of Eddie Stobuck ones, really cheap.
Yeah, Hatton still have them dirt cheap. They should give them away.
And I did that one, which is you got Longs of Leeds, as obviously as a name, but I did it as Longs of Luton. So obviously Long being my last name, I used the same colour scheme. So I've got the.
If you move the one I wanted to ask, if you move the camera to the right, to your right.
Yeah. Keep
going. Stop and then down. The one just sitting on the side of the road there. That's RTI, is it?
No, that's this one.
Yeah.
No, that is. Well, that's an RTI cab that's been cut about. No, it's not. It's the Roadrunner cab that's been modified.
Yeah. And
the back is built out of plastic.
Yeah, no, I don't like the RTI cab at all. I don't think it even looks like the Roadrunner.
No.
And
but
the indicators are way too big for starters.
My friend actually owns the real wagon.
All right.
So I've got a couple more dimensions to get off him, and I'm doing an X-brass back and chassis. I'll do that and with interior, because I know, well, he's modified, he's a bit inside, but it's trying to get it back to his original.
Yeah, no, RTI, they do the resin body on the back. The body's actually all right, but I think the rotor on a cab doesn't look, it doesn't look right at all. Like some of his stuff's very hit and miss. Some of it's brilliant, but some of it you're like, ugh, it doesn't even look close to what it's meant to be.
Well, he's made a mistake with the cab. I'll say he's actually used photos of my friend's truck.
Oh yeah.
And he's made a mistake on the back because it's slightly different. But when I've got all the final dimensions, get around to it, when I've got a just wonder what that train's doing there. Sorry, where are we? Yeah, I'm going to do X brass for the bodies, but it'll be correct, and with the interior as well, with the kitchen layout and the drying room and tables and that in it. So
yeah, there was a few different bodies depending on what it was for. Like I know the re-railing one was just full of stuff.
Well, the other one I've got, which isn't actually in here, but it's actually up here, is the Bruff.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
And that's motorised as well. Now, I've done a few kits of those, and people have got those, but I'll get that one out actually.
Doing any more at all? Hint, hint.
I can, but got me a line I can.
Yeah, we'll
I
do.
don't know if I've got any. I don't. What I'll have to do is when I get the postage becomes pretty expensive in getting them produced. They've got the sort of the original blank, the templates done.
Yeah.
They can produce them quite easily. See if I can just get this on the track. But again, it will go.
Are they resin cabs?
No. It's X brass.
Right.
At the front of a Bedford.
Right.
If you can see it all. It drives.
No, I've driven the one that's preserved over here, so
Oh,
up and down Patrick.
yeah. So again, I've never. Why did it weren't many made actually. Actually, there's an article on that coming out it's in this month's update magazine.
All right. Yeah, something going into the next one. All right.
Yeah. So.
No, since one made years ago, they had the lift and the turntable. It all works. Like I was just got a lot of patience. So.
Yeah. But again, it's something that's quite. It's just something that was around, wasn't it? As a wagon. I'm surprised no one's. I mean, I think there's an era that Oxford diecast really missed out. I think this sort of 80s, 90s. They're getting better.
You asked me about that. It's what sells. Like it's ridiculous.
All manufacturers are the same. They've missed the 80s and 90s out of everything.
Yeah.
Well, you see, the thing is now there's I won't say how old I am, but I model the 80s and the 90s. That's the era I remember most vividly. But I think the majority of people who buy model railways, the still most popular era is transition 50s, 60s, and then everything else just follows. The fun of after that is contemporary right now as it is within the last 10 years. And then after that, everything else is just it's whatever sells. Like you see all the Oxford diecast stuff, it's all current stuff as well as the 50s and the 60s.
Well, when I started in 2009, I was looking for, modern, current day vehicles. And the only ones I could get were the Carama ones. And I managed to hoover a load of those up. And I found some guy somewhere, he had a load I just bought the whole lot off him because they weren't making anything of that era. There's another train, there's another Mark II Transit there. Just a blue one. That again is
that's cool.
It's a Mark I with the ABS cab grafted on the front.
Yeah. Now I know RTI, Roadtran, the guy in Scotland who has that range now, he's just time is his enemy. But I mean he's working away and getting more stuff out, which would be good. So
well there is I say ABS used to do a lot, and they did this one which was that's a the Noddy van, it's a complete, that's just one kit. That's a whole kit with a Mark I nose on it, and the other ones used that nose, but from the Mark II kit. But that's a nice model actually. And again,
the whole body's the same. A friend of mine used to have a Mark II, one of them. If you took the front wings off, you wouldn't know.
But one of the model bus forums someone got, I managed to buy it through. One of them, there's several people on the forum give me different places to go to and what they've taken over the range. So I managed to, again, hoover some up, but they are, I think they will be coming out in as part of their other range. But at least they've been preserved. That's the trouble when, you get these sort of cottage industries and somebody dies, you might lose out with the, with getting the models.
Or like horse models, they just disappear off the radar. Like,
yeah.
What do we do now?
I've got some other, I've got some other vehicles as well. I've got the, again, I've done the conversion there. Again,
all right.
The Longs of Luton again. Diggers, what else have we got? So there's a few sort of, again, of the Leyland. They're just painted up in the different plate liner liveries. There's a few around there. Another Leyland there.
They all base toys, are they? Or they?
They are, yeah, but they're not bad. They just need a, just a little bit of work on. Comes off.
Yeah, the RTI does that one as well. It's quite good.
Yeah.
It's one of the better ones.
Yeah. Just need a little bit. They're not far out. You just need a little bit of work on them, really. So.
No, he does a Dodge Commando, and it literally looks like a bubble. It doesn't even look anything like the real thing.
I would like to try and what's I got? There's various other bits dotted around. I've done over the top. That was the bus was a conversion as well. That was just a cut down, take the top off, and
I think Mr. Wade will approve of that bus for a change.
I think it's that bus. I believe I actually bought it to Lid Rail once.
Yes, you did.
There with that and the NSE rubbish bins, I recall. I had some NSE rubbish bins, didn't I? I've still got some on the layout. What else have I got them? Somewhere. Somewhere. I'm sure there is somewhere there in the station. The NSE spin there. This is. I'll get a shot from here. That's a shot through the. I think if I turn this upside down, I'll get a better shot. But I don't know if you'll see it or not because of the camera position. No, I can't. I'm have to. I'll try to get a shot into the back of the station. Yeah, the back of it is actually a photograph I took at Marylebone.
Oh, yeah, it's clever.
Sort of depth on it. And in fact, when I did the Railway Technical Centre up here, which is in the old Hornby engine, the old Hornby diesel depot, chopped about. And the view inside is that I took that inside that Wembley depot. And it's all of the, so when you look through the windows, you actually see, I went along the walkways taking a series of photographs, which I then stuck on to the back.
Cool.
So that was there. The fuel tank from the RTC was a relatively recent build. A few people have built those. Oops, find it.
Right.
And it's the actual red is a transfer, so because I can't print white transfers, I can print colour. So the white is the transfer, and it's just applied over the top. But there was actually, I actually found I didn't even. Some people got a different tank and modified it, but they did actually produce the correct tank because that was at the RTC at one stage. So it was done, and then the building was built. And it's sort of being added to details inside. That's
Gary, we're coming near the end of the session.
okay. That's fine.
I'll ask some last questions. Anyone? I think.
It's nice to see the stuff of being born on RLM Web for a change. So yeah.
Yeah, you've shown us a lot.
Yeah.
Disappointed now we couldn't exhibit myself, but next year hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Whew. I'll stop sharing that.
You've done very well there, Gary.
That's okay. Thank you. It went much better in rehearsals, I tell you.
That's always the way. Get used to it.
It wasn't bad at all, mate.
It took a bit of playing around to get it. I mean, that video, the first video that I showed you going up and down the layout, that took me about half a day. In fact, I actually had to build a new camera truck. Well, last night I think I did it, because
Yeah.
the original one I've got, I'll show you. This is the original camera truck.
Oh, crap.
But the trouble is, the small wheels, it makes such a noise on the track. What I also found as it goes around the corners, you get the squeal as the wheels
Yes.
blind in it. So what that video was taken was I found in the loft a Freightliner
Excellent.
wagon. I'm going to cut the middle section out actually, but the difference.
It worked really well.
It did, yeah, because having the bogies, it just runs smoother.
Yeah.
Than having because the fixed axle formation. But this is a Canon Cube. But what it does, it's got a magnet in it. So when it's on this one, let me just get it. It's got a magnet.
Solid.
Stick it on a magnet, and that's it. So on this one, I just use a bit of blue tack to start with, but I'll put a metal frame on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was much better quality and sound as well. This was so noisy, but you actually got squeal of the wheels because obviously they're fixed. When you go around the curve, you were getting the squeal you'd expect to get normally. So yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, it was good pictures, though. Good, very good.
Very clear.
Good.
And it didn't jump either.
No, it was. It took a few goes. I say just turn it around and turn the. But one of the problems I had was not getting me in the shot. So I had to. I was laying on the floor, running the camera. I'd set the routes up for the train, and then I'd use the controller, and I'd be on the floor watching the video because I had it linked onto my iPad, so I could see what was going on. Make sure I kept my head down. So it took a few goes, and I was quite pleased with that. I was going to try and do it live, but you can't do it live because you have to link to the camera via its own. It's got its own wireless, and then you're not connected to Wi-Fi then, so you can't get a decent image. So, but I was quite pleased with that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gary.
No problems.